When you walk away from the paddock, when the latch clicks shut and your boots fade into the distance, what happens next? Do they stand still, frozen in time? Do they lower their heads and wait for your return? Or do they begin something you rarely see, their true life? Because there is a rhythm that unfolds the moment the human presence disappears, a language that wakes, a ritual that begins. Horses do not simply wait, they emerge. This is not about halters, cues, or feeding schedules. This is about the soul. You think you know your horse, you see the bond, the moments, but unless you've witnessed what they do when no one is watching, only seen a fraction of their truth. Welcome to Horse Sense. Today we pull back the curtain on the unseen hours where the horse is free to be a horse. Unfiltered, uncommanded, undisturbed. The moment your footsteps vanish, before the latch even clicks, something changes, shoulders soften. Breaths lengthen, not in boredom, but in becoming. Whatever mask they wore for you, compliance, alertness, duty, slips away like fog in the morning sun. You think you've left the pasture, but to them, it's just begun. Now they return to themselves. There is always a scan, not frantic, but deliberate. Their eyes sweep the horizon, their nostrils flare to test the wind, ears pivot in slow, deliberate circles. Every sense stretches into the invisible. They are not just watching, they are mapping safety, measuring space, reading silence. With no human gaze upon them, the real herd forms. No lines, no leads, just instinct. One moves, another mirrors, a third circles back. The choreography of belonging begins. It's not random, it's ancient. True equine leadership isn't loud, it's felt, in the steadiness of the walk, in the calmness of the eye. The lead mare doesn't push, she draws, not with fear but presence. She steps forward and the herd flows with her like water following gravity. And when no one is watching, this grace becomes undeniable. Then comes play, bursts of life like fireworks across a quiet sky, tails arch. Hooves strike air, ears flick with challenge. A colt darts past a fence post, daring another to follow. A filly spins, eyes dancing. It is more than energy, it is trust in motion. In the gallop games there are rules, the invitation is clear. Ears forward, weight shifted. And when they run, it is not to flee, it is to bond, to be vulnerable enough to lead and generous enough to follow. They teach consent with every stride, then comes the softness. Two noses meet, withers are nibbled. Monets gently tugged. Mutual grooming is not about cleanliness, it's emotional maintenance. A way to say, I see you, I choose you. But not every horse is chosen. Some stand on the edges, watching, waiting. Only the bonded pair up. Because trust in horses is not given freely, it is built moment by moment, muzzle by muzzle. Even in rest there is dignity. They stand, weight shifted, eyelids heavy, a flick of the ear, a twitch of the flank, sleep but not surrender. Because safety never sleeps fully in a herd, even dreams are half-opened eyes. But then sometimes they lie down, not because they are tired, because they are safe. One horse always remains upright, a sentinel, a silent protector. Because in the herd, sleep is a group agreement, a covenant of trust. They talk not with noise but with knowing. We listen for sound, they listen for signals. For them, the body is the voice. And when we leave, that voice gets louder. Horses read with scent. They inhale stories, they know who came, who left, who was scared, who was in heat, who is old, who is new. One breath is an encyclopedia. And then down they go, a twist, a grunt, a wiggle, they roll to reset. To scratch, to ground, to leave behind a mood, to reclaim a patch of earth. Watch closely and you'll see it's not a mess, it's medicine. When the world goes dark, theirs begins to glow. Under the moon they move with eerie grace. Silent, shadowed. Ghosts of elegance, the night is their canvas, and they paint with stillness and sway. Some do not move, they wait, by the gate, by a tree, by the memory of you. They don't pace, they anchor, not in impatience, but in hope. Their memory is longer than our day, they remember through steps. The corner where a friend stood, the tree where they once napped, the gate where they were last touched. They don't carry memories, they live them. Every herd has one. A horse who moves between tension, who softens edges, who offers quiet nudges to the anxious. They are not dominant, they are divine. Spring brings leaps, winter brings stillness. They don't fight the seasons, they become them. Their moods mirror the sky, their pace echoes the land. There are glances that hold galaxies, not at humans, at each other. Not every connection needs a word, some only need a breath. And when you return, they look at you with eyes full of stories. But they do not tell them because you weren't meant to know it all. You were meant to respect the mystery. You think you care for them, but they are the ones who hold the unseen, the sacred, the soft, the wild, and every day you leave. They begin again. You don't need to train them to be extraordinary. You only need to allow them the space to reveal it. Horses don't just live for us, they live among themselves. And when you close that gate, they return to the ancient. The quiet, the real, this is horse sense. And what they do when no one's watching, that is who they were before we arrived. That is who they will always be. That is the truest horse.